Introduce someone who needs no introduction. A man, a myth, a legend, a pioneer, a trendsetter, and still going strong, still changing the game, running the game, owning the game. Mr. Stevie B, welcome.
Hey guys, hi, thank you, Pete, for inviting me.
Welcome. It's good to see you. It's been a while.
Yes. Last time I saw you, drove me from I think what casino was that out in
I think it was
Connecticut?
Foxwoods or Mohegan Sun,
Foxwoods,
something way out in
yeah,
Connecticut or
yeah,
Rhode
yeah.
Island, somewhere
No, that was
Indians were.
Connecticut. No, I think it was Connecticut. Yeah, Foxwoods.
Indian land,
Yes, it was. Yes.
sacred land. So how are
Yeah.
you?
I'm good. I'm over here in Rio. I mean, a lot of fans know I come over here and spend this period to recuperate since December, trying to get some rest, but I haven't got much rest because, the radio people just hit me,
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce someone who needs no introduction. A man, a myth, a legend, a pioneer, a trendsetter, and still going strong, still changing the game, running the game, owning the game. Mr. Stevie B, welcome.
Hey guys, hi, thank you, Pete, for inviting me.
Welcome. It's good to see you. It's been a while.
Yes. Last time I saw you, drove me from I think what casino was that out in
I think it was Foxwoods or Mohegan Sun,
Foxwoods,
something way out in Connecticut or Rhode Island, somewhere
No, that
Indians
was Connecticut. I think it was Connecticut. Yeah, Foxwoods.
Indian land.
Yes, it was. Yes.
Sacred land. So how are you?
I'm good. I'm over here in Rio. I mean, a lot of fans know I come over here and spend this period to recuperate since December, trying to get some rest, but I haven't got much rest because, the radio people just hit me, right in the middle of our podcast. So there's a lot of things. There's a lot of moving parts going on right now with this new record we have, Take It All Back. And I know you're going to mention about that record with someone here in Brazil called Bobby Whom they call him in Portuguese. Okay. And I have it's called Nossa Bandeira, which means our flag. So these are the offspring of freestyle music that we started back in '87 and during that period. These kids caught on to our music over in Rio and started their own style. So they're called the Criais, or they're our cubs. They're our offspring of our music. And he's given a homage to us. And he called me. He said, Stevie, I'm ashamed to ask you, but would you be interested in doing a feature with me on this record? And I heard the record, and man, Pete, I loved it. I actually wound up producing it. Okay. And you asked me what I was doing. And I wind up working on it now for the last 2 or 3 weeks. We finally got a final mix, and this thing is about to explode. So there's something happening on both continents. The Take It All Back record we're going to talk about is catching fire. I just got off the phone with major radio people, and these fucking people ain't been in contact with me since fucking Because I Love You in 1990. So imagine that after 30 something years, I become relevant again for terrestrial radio.
So let's take it all back. Let's start with that. Okay. Now it's originally off your last album.
Yes,
original version.
Yes.
So what do you think is sparking this at this moment?
Excuse me. So when I originally did the record, it didn't capture what I had imagined. And what I had imagined was the record doing some nostalgia, doing this, needed a little bit more energy. So I went with it because we were trying to get that record out. And then all of a sudden we got caught with COVID.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get a release during COVID, and it was just total bad timing. And because I thought we had some gems on that record. And I said, you know what? I'm going to revisit this record again. I got with a couple of people to produce with, and I gave it to Felix Sama down in Miami. And I told him my idea. I said, Felix, it needs some nostalgia. We need some samples in there. And I thought about, actually, just show you how I wanted to try to help the genre. I thought about Lisa being involved, singing Take You Home, this one coming in, just doing some samples of the old school.
Yeah.
But the complications come in when you start to do duets and features and all that about performances and if the record takes off, how's it going to go? Can they perform the record? This kind of thing. So I got off that idea. And then, maybe a few people turned me down. So okay. I said, fuck it. I'm just going to go back and revisit it. And then Sama let me hear the version that he did, and it blew my mind. I'm like, that's it. We got it.
Yeah.
And it took a minute. We got the mix that we wanted. It went through a little process, but he got it. And immediately I said, this is where I'm going to focus on. And that's literally what I've been doing now the last 3 weeks since I got the masters. We done, and it's been mastered, it's ready to go. So we've been, we have 2 videos. I have a lyric video too that Tolga just did for me, and it's really fucking cool.
He's
you
a
ain't
genius.
Seen that. If you look at that video, it's up. It's on my site, and you probably can find it on YouTube also. It's the lyric one, but it's showing a lot of my old footage also that Felix didn't have. So, and my concept, my direction this time is you can't have enough videos on TikTok to see, everybody's going to choose their own one that they love the most.
Yes.
So the more, the merrier. So that's where we are right now. We're posting stuff up, Pete. And let me tell you, this shit is taking off. I mean, it is just blowing up. This can be really something very, very special that we haven't had in quite a while. And then, of course, we're launching my Freestyling with Stevie B podcast. So Felix is the host of the show. Okay. And we got sponsors, everything ready to come on board. So I'm taking that kind of serious because I kind of like doing this right now. I'm at my house. I can chill, go in front of the mic and do it a couple times. Well, one time a week for me, but shit, I've done about 20 podcasts for people like yourself. DJs are calling me, and I love this. And I love that we are able to do this technologically wise. Look at the quality of this. This is literally like a broadcast radio, a TV station. Yeah. So there's something, and I'm going to say this to you. There's something special in the air about what's fixing to happen. If these fuckers don't blow up the whole planet, I think because that's an issue. You got that in the back of your head. You got fucking you got alien spaceships and shit coming down, and
there's a lot of stress out there. Yes.
There's a lot of stress out there. There's a lot of stress in the air, but at the same time, I think there's a lot of hope in the air also. So I'm gonna be watching both at this time, and then I'm gonna look at the stress factors. I'm gonna look at all those things, and then say, which one of those things do I want to focus on? You can't live in the stress all the time.
We just went through 3 years of stress. And
yes, COVID was enough. I got to tell you. I mean, I believe that the majority of the people are probably suffering from fucking PTSD or post
long haul PTSD.
Yes. People are having family. They're not used to this. People aren't used to this shit.
To spin off what you just said. I don't know if you follow Latin music very, very much at all, but there's a young artist, Raul Alejandro. He does a lot of great music. Rising star, does stuff with Bad Bunny. He had a sit down, a symposium, like a broadcast, and his new album has freestyle. The kid does reggaeton, huaracha. He's very much like The Weeknd in the Latin market.
Yeah, wow.
And he's paying homage to freestyle. So he's maybe 23, 24 years old. So you're right. Something is in the air.
Something. Now, where is he from?
He's either Puerto Rican or Colombian. But he's, he's a rising star.
That's excellent. And this is what's happening. Like I was saying, in Brazil. This artist Anita. They came from us. Yes. Anita, I spoke to her online one day, and I hit her on Instagram. She hit me back. She said, "Stevie, I remember you came to the studio one time I was a young girl, and you told the producer to invest in me." And I said, "Yep, I remember you." And I told him, I said, "She's going to be big." And do you know she remembered? Now she's the biggest in funky. Huge. They call it funky in Brazil. They call it funk.
And she's just crossing over now.
She's just crossing over now. She's doing huge. She's everywhere now.
Well, let me ask you this, because freestyle in Brazil is an anomaly. I'm not there, you're there, but people from Brazil do love freestyle with love, like true feelings, and
with
they have line dances to it.
Yes.
What's the average age now of the listening base? Like, how young does Brazil?
Let me just tell you the phenomenon in Brazil. The phenomenon in Brazil is it was never a disconnection with the parents. Like, my kids don't listen to freestyle, even though they grew up with the king of freestyle. They don't listen to freestyle. In Brazil, they never let it go our generation. They never let it go. Now they have kids that are practically 25, 30 years old. And there are listeners of Anita and people like Luigi Milla. And there's a whole new generation of freestyle artists in Brazil. They're called funky. So Anita is the new freestyle artist. So she went on to do, but unlike in the States, we don't have the new offspring that have made any type of successes. They're still there. You know, you have the George Anthony's and all those, people that's trying to come in, but the Anitas, they're not trying to copy us. They took it to levels. So, but our spirit has never left Brazil. Music being played, the freestyle radio stations play us all the time. And those kids love freestyle. Their kids love freestyle. And they also love the new freestyle, which is Anita. So there is still a connection there. Unlike the States, none of our kids went on to be the new generation of freestyle. So the love of it is big. I got this new record called Nossa Bandeira. Means freestyle is our flag. Look how it flies over the poor people, because it's the poor people or the ghettos in Brazil who attach to freestyle first.
Like the barrio back in the Bronx when it started.
That's right. It's the barrio that's the barrio, and there's a big barrio here. And Bobby did this record, and he talks about, look at our flag, look at how we were the ones that made the people dance. We were the first ones on the moon. We say, we were the primeiros na lua. We were the first ones on the moon. We discovered this, and we still make the country dance. Look at our flag. It shines brightly. It's up high. And when I heard it, I say, that's exactly what Take It All Back is saying in a special way. So imagine meeting those two worlds right now, and the releases are all coming all at the same time. So there's something special in the air. And if the aliens don't come back and take their fucking planet back from us,
they might dance to it. You never know. They might license it.
That's right, baby. That's right.
Well, now go and Take It All Back. I know there's a feature on there. You can mention the feature is, but you did the original feature with a very probably Mr. Globalization himself years ago.
Yes.
And the song's been remade several times with other features. So, being that, like, you as your impact on the music, nobody shied away from dismissing the music. They've actually embraced it and tried to be featured on it and carry it their own way.
Yeah.
So now you I don't know who chose to add that element into this song.
That was Sama. You got to remember, this is all Miami. So
yes.
So Pitt is Mr. 30. I was the first Mr. 305.
Right.
So Pitt is the 305, and he took it global. So you got the King and you got Mr. 305 coming together. Pitt called me to do that, do a Spring Love version. He hit me and say, I grew up on Stevie B. And this was before he was super Pitbull. He was still on TVT. I guess they were brawling, they were fighting. Yeah. And then we had something to give them, and TVT evidently didn't want to do it. And then Pitt moved on. And we went down and recorded it. That's how I got the recording. Yeah. So he did a version and it was fucking badass. And I'm like,
I play that version all the time.
Okay. So Sama said, I'm going to put fucking Pitt in there. It's exactly what it's needed. He's the new fresh guy. I got the Nostalgia Party of Barty, Dreaming of Love, Spring Love in there. And then the Take It All Back version needs to be refreshed. Because what I'm saying in there, let me tell y'all something. Y'all need to pay attention to me. You better go look at them fucking lyrics. That's some badass shit. For all y'all haters out there, you better go take some notes on what I'm talking and singing on there.
My partner has it. We were listening to it, and he said, "Did he just say hot damn?" I said, "Yes, he did."
Yeah, hot damn, I miss it.
He was like, "Wow, that's old school." I'm like, "Yeah, bro."
So I put my heart into this. You better pay attention. That's some badass stuff. You better, somebody throw some flowers over here, bro. Stevie B has still got that shit, bro. And they were making me guess myself, but. Yeah. That was Sama, And Felix just got great ideas. I mean, he's a DJ. He was on he's on radio forever. DJ Felix Sama. He was on Power 96 forever. So, but I didn't know Felix was an engineer. He went to Full Sail in Florida. He does editing. He does all kinds. I gotta push my boy up. He did really a great job.
Yeah, he did. It's a very, very, very good production.
And he mixed that record. And I gotta tell you, I don't let everybody mix for me. But they hit it. Lenny 365 is his guy down there. He works with. I gotta give Lenny a plug. But Sama directs that whole thing, and I gotta tell you, Felix, bro,
flowers to Felix.
He got it. So that's where we are right now. And look, people are calling me literally while we're on this. I mean, this record is hot as fuck. So we're excited, and hopefully this is going to plug freestyle on a broad level, and people will start playing again. And if we can get XM already called me for the record. Sirius XM has already called me for the record. We're going for iHeart. We're going for the big boys, and that's what these phone calls are about.
Terrestrial.
We're going to go after the heavy hitters, and the people that are hearing it now for the first time, because we just did the blast to get it to the radio people, and everybody's back. There's like, all right, send me the records, and 5 minutes later, them fuckers are back on the phone. Oh my god, what is that? And radio is needing something right now. And hopefully we're the catalyst.
It definitely fits. It fits because it hits nostalgia. It's got a lot of energy.
Woo!
And it's very catchy. So I do think you have something. Good luck with it.
Yes.
I'm glad you did it. I'm glad you revisited it, and it's at where it's at right now. It's a very good song.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
It came out of nowhere. Kudos to keeping it under wraps.
Well, it's hard because you get excited. You want everybody to hear it. You want everybody to feel it. And I didn't leak it. I kept it really close to the heart, and I made sure that nobody got it. And now that it's ready, there's a couple of versions in there too. It's a straight freestyle version that I have. Once it drops, they're gonna hear that. And my boy Ed Ramos over in Connecticut. Platinum Studios, you know Ed.
Yeah,
he did the mix on that, and he's got special skills too. So there's beautiful takes on this record. Yeah, it's excellent. So I think everybody should just get behind this, get excited about our genre. Those are freestyle fans who love the genre. Get excited because something special is happening. Make sure you share it with all your friends. Talk about it. Show up to the shows because I'm going to do it during the shows.
Now, is it available for purchase?
Not available for purchase yet, and I don't care about that.
Is it available to the public?
Not yet. Well, they can hear it on my site. They can hear it. They can go to the YouTubes and stuff like that.
What is your site now? Where can they go visit?
Stevie B Music. Stevie B Music on Facebook, and Stevie B _official on Instagram, and they can go there, and they can know how to find me.
Yeah,
they know how to find me.
You want to give them a teaser real quick?
Let's do it, bro. I haven't gotten tired of listening to this record. I must listen to it 30 times a day.
Let me turn this up a little bit here, and let's play it out for some people. This is Take It All Back, the remix, one of the remixes. And this is actually off of YouTube.
Stevie B. Go back. Way back. From the minute that I seen you, I was sweating you like a freshman as a senior. I couldn't even sleep, waiting for the next day just to see you, girl, just to see you. When you walk by my heart, it skipped the beat like a scratch CD. I was knee deep in them 4 letters LOVE, sprung on Sting Love, damn, she got it.
Take it all back. Do remember way back time when the world wasn't so uptight, and hot damn I miss it. Hot damn I miss it. We were young, we were wild and free. All I wanted was a move of feet, and hot damn I miss it. Hot damn I miss it. You looked around and everybody was getting down. No one on the wall is standing up in the crowd. We put our problems upon our shelves and enjoyed ourselves. damn I miss it. Good times, no static. Southeast is something right. Little heat to the mix, make dynamite. Freestyle was solid. Couldn't tell us nothing. We put the groove sound love on the radio. Now 96 to 10 and made us unstoppable. This singing music never gets old. It should move your soul. I know you know. If we take it all back to how it used to be, and ain't only you and me, it's all love. If we can take it all back, we're breaking in the streets and falling love to the beat. We are one. If we can take it all back, dreaming of love, thinking of you, remembering times when we once shared. Dreaming of love, thinking of you, knowing someday you'll come back to my life.
Ready, set, go.
Take it all back to the days when the place be was a basement or a roller skating ring, and I know you miss it. I know you miss it. And the DJ would make it sweet when he played when rock goes Stevie. Those gems was hitting. Damn right they hit him. You looked around and everybody had a smile. Rockin' braids, face and pumas, it was freestyle. Our only worry was the curfew. What our folks would do, tell you the truth. If we take it all back to how it used to be, and ain't only you and me, it's all love. If we can take it all back, we're breaking in the streets and falling love to the beat. We are one. If we can take it all back.
Run one spring love dance, yeah. Run one spring love dance, yeah.
Come back to me. Come back to me.
Pump up the party, pump up the party, pump up the party. Pump up the party, pump up the party, pump up the party.
Take it all back to the good times, weekend nights. We got fly doing the walk to daylight. If I could, I'd press rewind to 85 and make sure you're by my side so we can go back to how it used to be. Ain't only you and me, it's all love. If we can take it all back, you're breaking in the streets and falling love to the beat. We are one. If we can take it all back.
Go back, way back.
If we take it all back.
I don't understand.
Take it all back. If we take it all back to how it used to be, ain't only you and me, it's all love. If we can take it all back, we're breaking in the streets and falling love to the beat. We are one. If we can take it all back. If we take it all back.
We need more bottles. We need more bottles.
Take it all back.
Oh yeah, boy, I was hot, boy.
So yeah, that's
Man.
take it all back.
I was hot, boy. I was, I was a good looking boy right there. I was-
At the Apollo in a full denim drip.
think about that. I think people don't appreciate that right there.
At the Apollo in a full denim drip.
Can you imagine in the 80s trying to do Apollo, a brown boy like me trying to go in there with some Filipino Hawaiian boys? You know how hard that shit is? And they love me.
Let me tell you something. I'm not making it about race. All right, I'm Arabic and Italian. I've gotten criticized everywhere I go. I'm always randomly selected at the airport.
Okay.
But I work in an elite unit for the city, and
Yeah.
about 90% of my coworkers are African Black and
Yeah.
Guyanese, island boys,
Gotcha.
and so I was preparing for this. We've tried to get this done a couple times, and like, yo, Pete, yo, what is that shit? And they're bopping their heads, and I got a couple old school DJs like, yo, is that Stevie B? I'm like, yeah. He goes, what's going on with Stevie B? I'm like, you're about to find out.
That's right.
So you hit so many different demographics growing up.
Yeah.
But I say this, it still moves the youngest. The average age of my unit is about 27, 28.
Wow.
And they're like, yo, that's that shit. I'm like, yeah.
Well, that's this generation now, and you'll be surprised when the old schools like Shaq is a big Stevie B fan. You look, watch. You're gonna see. They're gonna come out real soon. You're gonna see. The Jennifer
Shaq, when
Lopez's
you're at
and
those
all.
festivals, drop this on them.
Yeah, this gonna drop. Really
Jennifer
hard.
Lopez is doing a lot for freestyle.
Yeah, she is. There's a lot of them out there who talking.
She's really throwing gems out there.
Yeah.
And kudos to her for doing that. I mean, that's
no doubt
really
about it.
cool
Because
on her part.
look, I think it should be done more by a lot more people. And sometimes I think that they were ashamed to say that they love Stevie B and they loved our genre and stuff like that. But I think those days are over because I don't think that they identify a lot with the new rappers and the new age people. I don't think they ain't feeling that so much. And I think we're the last freaking heroes here for our generation because they're 40 plus. They're a 40 plus audience. Yeah. And we go along with LL Cool J and all the people that came during that early 80s, mid 80s, late 80s, 90s, Hammer, everything that came up in between there. So, they're offspring of those generations, and so are we. So finally, I think the convergence is coming together, and hopefully we put a strong enough presentation with Pitt, Stevie, the nostalgia, and a badass track.
It's a great product. It's a great product.
Thank you, Pete.
Now I have to ask you why.
Because I'm looking for that fucking bag, bro. I'm looking for the bag. We're still touring out there. We're still doing numbers, but we ain't doing Lil Baby and Lil Durk numbers.
No, I know because I tried to book you.
Yeah, we're pretty. I'm pretty special, bro. I'm a big fucking deal, bro. And the New York promoters know I ain't cheap. People like, well, Stevie, why you don't come to New York no more? I say, because y'all ain't putting the right kind of money on the table. I say, when you see me working, fuckers done put the fucking bag on the table, bro.
Absolutely.
I ain't playing. I'm coming to New York, and I'm gonna play New York by myself. I'm gonna bring my own Party of Dreams tour. And it's coming. I've been saying it for a while, but we're just about there, and we need this type of seed from Take It All Back, and we need to be on radio. We need to be in rotation. We need, somebody from us needs to be a household name again. And then when I come to New York, I'm gonna show off and show out like a motherfucker.
As you should. How was Staten Island for you?
Staten Island was great. I did it for the mayor.
Yeah.
It's a good little audience over there. I don't think they had enough time to advertise, and I wasn't in on. It was
fast. It
was a political festa, and that's not a Democratic area.
No, Staten Island's not.
It's totally not. So, and I found that out later, but that wasn't my job. I mean, the mayor put a fucking bag in front of me, and and it was shining bright like a diamond, and I went over there, but he was a nice person. And I think he was trying to reach out to his opponents, those people that are against him, and show you, say, look, I'm with you. I want to do something with you and for you. And I think he made his point, and he did quite a few boroughs.
Yeah, he did.
He did quite a few boroughs, and he was trying to do the right thing. So I'm gonna leave the political part to him. I don't do politics and politics. Right. I can't stand neither. No. I don't like no party except for a freestyle party.
Well, he signs my checks. So, and I'm glad he brought you. And I heard nothing. They said the unicorn showed up.
Yes, he did.
The word in the street.
Yes, he did.
You did. I heard you really. They want you back.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I can come back.
You're more than welcome back.
Yes,
and
thank you.
I have to put this out there. Louis C. He says he wants you to enjoy some comp footage with him.
He think I want to fucking come down for kung fritters. I don't want no goddamn kung fritters, Lou. I want a fucking bag, bro. You need to get your bag together.
Bag and some confidence.
Yeah, you need to get your fucking. I can get fucking kung fritters anywhere. I can go to fucking Bahamas and get kung fritters. But he's my boy. He was bringing me down there when I want to go get some hog head snappers and kung fritters and stuff down there. He's a wonderful person.
Yeah, he's trying to build something down there for you to come down and get.
Yeah, he's putting it together, but he need to get the real bag together because I'm way beyond reach of where he.
It's coming. It's coming. We working.
We get this record rocking, and we can if we get this record rocking. Everybody need to be hands on deck right now. Yeah. I don't care what your feelings is about me down here. We need all hands on deck. DJ Laz, come on, bro. I'm talking to you directly. Come on, bro. You need to get behind this record. We helped create your career too. We need you on this record, bro. We love you. We love your fans. Your fans love me. Don't be standoffish, bro. We love you, bro. And Freestyle needs you. I know where you at. I know who you roll with. But Stevie B needs you, bro. We all come from down there. Our careers start from down there. So guess what? I'm calling on this. This is a truce, nigga. Come with me. So
Miami, stand up.
Miami, stand the fuck up because this is the roots. This is the time right now. Miami finna do this. Miami is doing it. We ain't fixing to do anything. All that talk, we doing it. Miami, we about to sell out March 11th. We're going to be at the Wasco Center over University of Miami. And the funniest thing is I grew up right there across the street from that arena in Corrigan. I grew up in Grand Avenue and in Richmond Heights and Perrine, Coconut Grove, Goulds. Those that live down there know what I'm talking about. Homestead. My first records I did was down in Homestead. So that's my root. That flows through my bloodstream. So all hands on deck. Miami, we look for you to show up and show out March 11th at Wasco because the shit is gonna be crazy. And from now on, we're gonna have, and they're gonna have new music to sing. Everybody and that's why I did the lyric video. You need to learn the words. Y'all need to learn the words because we're gonna do this at all my shows. So get ready, get in the mirror. And get the lyric sheet in front of you. If y'all want the lyric sheet, hit me. I'm gonna hit you with the lyric sheet, but I'm finna call on y'all to sing. In the place to be was a basement, another one skating, and I know you miss it. I know you miss it. And the DJ would make see when it back to the in TV, and the dance was hitting. Damn right they hit it. We put a song to love on the radio. Yeah, I need to learn them damn words too, huh?
Listen, man, it's timeless. The flow is wonderful. It's timeless, and I'm excited for the next song coming out. So apparently, you're working on vacation. You working? Yeah,
it's hard for me to not do anything. Like I said, I need to do radio, television over here in Brazil while I'm here, and I didn't know I was going to be doing the Bobby Rum record. You're going to be like Stevie B. I'm singing in Portuguese, bro. Okay, I did a little piece in English because Bobby wanted me to do. Together forever. I did that little piece on like an ad lib, but my verse is in pure Portuguese, and I have to speak to the Portuguese because we have an audience that's going to be getting Portuguese. Ô, meus brasileiros, você tem que ficar pronto. Eu tenho uma música com Bobby Rum. Nossa bandeira vai lançar aqui em breve. Você não vai acreditar que a gente tem na mão. Com nossas funkeiras, vocês nossas criais. Anitta, esse aqui é um recado para Anitta. Anitta, você tem que olhar pra gente. Você, nossos criais. Você começa com funk. Você lembra eu ver você lá no estúdio do Rômulo lá. Ok? Não esquece, gente. Você é muito grande agora. Mas, gente, te amo. Você tem que olhar para trás e levanta a gente. Tá bom? Os outros artistas também, Ludmilla. Muito, muito, muito começar com nossas portas ficando abertas para vocês. Vocês é nossa. Tá bom? Te amo vocês. So, I was just giving a shout out. E Rio de Janeiro, fica pronto. Baile dos Sonhos está chegando em breve. Deixa comigo. Bobby Rum, Stevie B, Treneri, Freestyle, Nayasa, vai voltar. Talvez no Engenhão e talvez lá no Parque Olímpico. A gente está negociando agora, mas me aguarde, tá bom? Valeu, te amo. So I had to do that because
he loves his Brazilian people.
Yeah, we had to do that because we have a huge Brazilian following. Huge. I mean, they're just as big as the U.S.
Very, very good. Very good. I'm proud to hear that. I'm glad to hear that.
Thank you, sir.
And I'm glad you're hitting the roots down there, and you're
Yes.
hitting the roots over here. Like,
Yes.
you're working, and you're working out of love. Of course, money's great, but you're doing what you love.
I never, for a long time, I mean, I've never had a job. I've always done what I am. And I have a song that I want to do on the album. And the song is really about what freestyle meant to me, and probably a lot of other artists too. It allowed me really to discover who I was when I, 27, 28. I didn't have my first hit record, Party Body. I was already 29 years old. So I was searching, and when I heard the records from Shannon and TKA, One Way Love, I had heard that on the radio, and Noel was coming at the time, and I kept saying I could do this music. And then I was working on Party Body at the time, and then I met Tolga, and it completely changed. I mean, he's a godsend. They had already been working with the Atari computer. They were doing stuff on Voyatra, which was one of the first programs out. But we were still doing a convergence of analog and digital. The traditional artists didn't even know the digital world was coming. We knew it. Tolga knew it. PJ knew it. And PJ is a protege of Tolga. Rest in peace, PJ. And they showed me the light. And Party Body was my first production with him. And if you listen to that production, that song today, it is still hot.
I play it every gig, and I get the same response every time. Packed dance floor, smiles, and
okay. So, people shit on us to try to get that record in. I mean, everybody didn't accept that record. We were literally pioneers of the digital technology. We were pioneers of trying to make that style of music fashionable. And radio wasn't that open over here. It started on mix shows, just probably like everybody else, and it had to prove itself. And then all of a sudden, the teens caught on. When you can get the kids, this was the new thing. And then down in Miami, oh my God, the fever was hot. Mix shows, and then Bill Tanner, who was a program director at Power 96, gave me a shot with Party Body. He added it, and all I could tell you, Pete, it changed the course of history of my life. All of a sudden, New York called me. I think it was at that time Hot 103.
Yeah, Hot 103.
Hot 103 was okay, and they picked up on that record from a distributor. Holly was a indie that worked for the distributor and was used to sell records and give it to the radio stations. And Hot 103 picked it up, and they say if you can make it in New York. And I had been hearing that Expose was doing like 10 shows in a week and shit like that. And all of a sudden the agent called me and said, I got like 15 shows for you. I'm like, what? 15 shows? I think at that time they were paying like $1,500, $2,000 a show. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, that's big money. I'm like, that's great, considering you don't want to know what I was doing back in those days. You're a police officer, so I can't even tell you. But
3 more years.
Statute of limitations is
3 more years.
Yeah. Statute of limitations is in. But I had to make some career choices. And when that came and they called me, and when I went to New York, I saw a whole new world. The New Yorkers embraced Stevie B. And I had the rivalry. The moment I got there, there was a rivalry. The New York freestyle artists, and here all of a sudden come the Florida sunshine is coming in. Yeah. And we came, and I can tell you, Stevie B came over and took that shit over. I came over and dominated that shit. And for the most part, I didn't want to go with I went with a band. And you know how hard that shit is trying to get in those little clubs. And I had drums, and I had keyboards, and I had drums that had to fit in taxi cabs in New York City. And I mean, it was a battle. But
so you were a band way back then.
I was a band way back then. And I think I did some track in the beginning. And then I saw a Alexander O'Neal concert at the Apollo. And I went to the show, and he had like an Asian keyboard player. And I live in Miami. We don't have that many Asians in Miami. I never even saw a Filipino before until I went to San Jose. Mm-hmm. And I say, he's got this international feeling band. I said, that's what I'm going to do. And I went to San Jose for John Lopez at Upstairs Records. He called me out there, and this was early on. He got it. John owned a record store, so he wanted to bring Stevie B in, but the show didn't sell out. And we were at these fairgrounds, and coming off the fairgrounds, I stopped at one of these like barn places that's on the fairgrounds, and they had a packed house. And I went into the place and I said, "What's going on?" He said, "Oh, some kid was in an accident and they died, and they're doing a fundraiser." So this is where all the teenagers were.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a guy in there. He had a keyboard stand. He had long hair and stuff like that. I said, "Can you play that thing?" And the limo was right outside. And he said, yeah, I can play. I'm pretty good. I say, "You write music?" He said, "Yeah." I say, "Oh." He said, "Yeah, I got a cassette in the car." He went and got his cassette, and I put it in the limousine, and he played me "Love Me for Life," which is one of my biggest hits. I said, "Who's that singing?" He says, "It's me. I produced it and stuff like that." I said, And granted, this is probably 4 days before Christmas, Pete.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'm putting my band together. I say, "I want you to come and play in my band." I hardly knew him. He said, "What?" I said, "Yeah, I'm Stevie B. I got a pretty good record out there right now." I said, "I want you to play in my band. And I need a drummer. Do you know anybody?" And he called another guy named Don McCullough, which became my drummer. I said, "I want you guys to go to New York with me." He's like, "Whoa." They're like, "When?" I'm like, "Tomorrow morning." And do you know they came with me? I never heard
all by happenstance.
And look, I never heard Donnie play because Dadgel told me, Dadgel's the keyboard player that I met. He said, he can play. He's pretty good. And I say, "You can play this thing pretty good because I heard you play Love Me for Life." And and he was producing. He was a good little writer. And Dadgel went on to write quite a few records with me throughout my career. And Don has been my drummer since then. He's still my drummer today. And when they got to New York, I took him over to Sam Ash. Not Sam Ash. It was another, the big music store in Manhattan. And it might have been Sam Ash at the time.
Yeah, Sam Ash was the staple.
Okay. So I took him over to Sam Ash, got him a Power Custom Black sister kit. I bought it for him cash right now. I said, "You go, that's your kit right there. You're going to play that with me." Dadgel, I bought him keyboards, and the kid stayed with me for many, many years. But these are the kind of stories that can change people's lives, and we did change people's lives.
When you perform with a band, it's definitely it's a different energy, and I do see people doing that now. This young girl Mia, she's doing it with a 3-piece band, and it's good, and it's a show.
It's a real show.
When they can afford the show, it's a show.
Well, it gives us credibility as musicians. So there's real musical stuff going on here. But
yeah.
the problem was when it was starting in New York is the promoters in New York didn't want to have to deal with no bands. It costs more money, and I used to use a lot of my money just to pay for the expenses to be in New York and pay for the band. But I knew it was going to establish me as a real musician, a real artist. And it did, and I stuck with it. And then, of course, eventually you saw me on the Apollo. I started to bring artists in. You look at it real close. I think you can see Jaya was back in the back. She was doing keyboards.
So she was an instrument player before singing.
Yeah, so I was starting to produce. I produced the record for Jaya. If You Leave Me Now, wrote it for her. Huge record, still right now classic.
Yeah.
So Island Boy was in there. Corell was in there. He was, maybe we'll talk about the story of Warren Allen Brooks when we got to the Love and Emotion album, and he wound up doing Because I Love You. So there's a story behind that. We can come back to that if you want to.
Well, that to me, that is your global, terrestrial, all ages wedding dance song, prom fucked up song.
But you don't see, people don't know, and there's a lot. I have been watching a couple of my podcasts.